From Atlantis to Lemuria, it is said that from these two continents, serpent people sold ancient knowledge that will help the race of men in its search for spiritual enlightenment. The thing that has to be pointed out is that profound investigation of different ancient civilizations and cultures has proven that the Shining Ones are a global phenomena. It is also understood that this term or code name was given to some intelligent creatures that were present all over the world and came to the surface in different periods of history. The figurine of the goddess Ninhursag from Sumeria and repetition of these names is astonishing. When we see them for the first time, they appear in all cultures, although this was sometimes hidden because of wrong translation or because of some hidden agenda. The Anunnaki gods of Sumeria and Babylon, and the gods from Egypt, the Devas from Hindu mythology, the American and European mythical gods also. At first glance they are different, but if we translate all these names, they all mean one thing only, and that is the Shining Ones, or some other form of this word. Elohim are also Shining Ones. Mages in the Bible are all from the land of sunrise, and in the east they are shamans, or the Shining Ones. There is understanding in all religions, coming from priests, pastors, rabbis and witches, that the Shining Ones existed all the time followers of the religions knew of them, even though the Shining Ones acted secluded. One thing we don't know is their intentions, or the fact was they working for right or wrong on the planet. These people were seen as gods. They were adepts, also known by the name of Serpents or Snake people. This is because of the outspread of snakes or snake symbolism all over the world. Today we know about different reptiles or serpent cults, which are spread in the cultures all over the world, had its origin in the knowledge and wisdom of the Shining Ones. Serpent people were called this because of their usage of snakes for healing and researching for higher states of consciousness. This is because the serpentine shape of the snake could be used as a universal symbol which described hidden processes linked with the body. When scientists that were studying the shamans in the Amazon noticed that these shamans, in the moments of their trance, often saw shining big snakes that talked with them. If they asked them, these snakes would give them deep knowledge. Other scientists that were exploring wide distribution of serpent mythology found that they were called differently in different parts of the world. We can name only a few of them, like the Nagas of India, Quetzalcoatl in Mexico, Djedje in Egypt, the Adders in Britain, or Lung in China. They are mostly all known by one name, Serpents of Wisdom, and they were connected through networks of spiritual adepts all over the land. These adepts were also known under the name of Solar of the Great White Brotherhood. They say that this race of man first appeared in Polar Land. This cold area was on the two major continents which existed in Western Atlantic and Eastern Pacific today, known as Atlantis and Lemuria. Atlantis was, they say, mostly materialistic culture, while Lemuria was spiritualistic. They were an example of the duality that naturally exists in human consciousness and creations. Looking on the world today, this can explain why Western world is so materialistic, while Eastern is mainly spiritual. It is again said that from these two continents, serpent people sold ancient knowledge that will help the race of men in its search for spiritual enlightenment. When their continents started to sink to the bottom of the sea, serpents of wisdom grouped their ancient knowledge and migrated into different parts of the globe. They were greeted by their indigenous people as serpent prophets. Under their leadership, many of the dragon cultures arose. These cultures built gigantic pyramids, serpent motifs, and they were governed by the dragon kings. These cultures of dragons continued to exist for many thousands of years. Starting from 2000 years ago, serpents of wisdom and their dragon cultures founded enemies in the form of Christian churches. Leaders of the new Christian religion condemned old serpent wisdom as heretical and started the initiative to run it out entirely. However, Even before this very successful campaign, most of the Serpent people kept a low profile in order to keep the ancient knowledge. Later they appeared again and started taking over different religious institutions like Islam, Templars, Freemasons and Rosicrucians. They kept the flame of the serpent wisdom living, while inspiring and organising revolutions